Design Question 5, Engaging Students. This week, we will be covering elements 24 through 32. The desired effect is that students are actively engaged in learning.
Over the past several months, we have had much conversation and learning around the lesson segments involving routine events and lesson segments addressing content. Routine events occur on a daily basis or periodic basis. Lesson segments addressing content are those classroom events outlining how students approach academic content. Both of these lesson segments provide direction for intentionally designing learning experiences for our students. We're now going to engage in learning regarding lesson segments enacted on the spot, specifically looking at Design Question 5. Moving now on to lesson segments enacted on the spot, the title indicates that the elements within this lesson segment occur on an as-needed basis. This is clearly an aspect of this lesson segment, but it's not to be identified as the only aspect. Elements housed in the Enacted on the Spot component do occur as needed and can be intentionally planned for, so as to engage students using strategies that create a context for learning. The teacher, by planning for the use of specific Enacted on the Spot elements, identifies strategies that will engage students. On-the-spot elements are organized under 4 design questions. Let's now look at Design Question 5. The first design question in lesson segments enacted on the spot. And think about the question, what will I do to engage my students? Engagement is such a central aspect of effective teaching, and one that, if not planned for, can minimize the chances of students learning about what is being addressed in class. Student engagement happens as a result of a teacher's careful planning and execution of specific strategies. In Design Question 5, we ask ourselves, what will I do to engage my students? Planning ahead using elements within DQ5, the teacher predetermines strategies that support a classroom where student engagement is the norm. Students who are engaged are much less likely to be management challenges. The more we understand how to generate high levels of attention and engagement, the less we will have to worry about managing their behavior. Within the classroom, there are many factors that can affect engagement, and elements 24 through 32 provide strategies that can positively influence and set the stage for enhanced engagement. When we plan for instruction, the goal is to design lessons that provide experiences for students to reach high levels of academic achievement. To ensure our students are intellectually, emotionally, and socially engaged, we look to the teacher and the various methods that he or she uses to reach that desired effect. Design Question 5 outlines components the teacher uses to engage and maintain engagement in the classroom and begins with element 24, noticing when students are not engaged. From here, the teacher determines the level of engagement and what to employ if re-engagement is necessary. Throughout the lesson and throughout the day, the teacher naturally adapts and creates new strategies for unique needs and situations. In Design Question 5, we have 9 elements, and some areas to consider regarding those 9 elements, all related to student engagement, are high energy, the self system, missing information, and then dealing with mild pressure, controversy, and competition, all factors that can increase the student engagement level. High energy promotes engagement and motivation. High energy can be observed when teachers manage response rates, Element 26. Use physical movement. Element 27. Use appropriate pacing. Element 28. All while communicating enthusiasm and intensity. Element 29. Displaying the message that this is exciting and this is fun. Teachers can infuse energy into a lethargic classroom atmosphere using stretch breaks, voting with feet, corners activities, and the human graph, just to name a few. Switching up questioning techniques, such as randomly calling on students, using paired responses, response chaining, or choral responses, are all also examples of strategies for managing response rates. When we plan lessons using academic games or some sort of inconsequential competition, otherwise known as some friendly controversy within the classroom, it helps trigger and maintain situational interest among students. When the students experience some mild pressure, controversy, and competition while engaging, they tend to focus their attention on key elements of the learning process. Teachers can structure managing non-threatening forms of controversy and competition through debates, tournaments, town hall meetings, and class votes. During planning, it's important to keep in mind the things that are relevant and authentic to students. Topics, ideas, and processes that are inherently interesting and valuable to students target the students' love for interesting information and hone in on the self system. Life ambitions represent the highest level of the self system goals, and teachers can design the classroom and activities that connect to students' lives, life ambitions, and personal goals. These provide opportunities for students to talk about themselves. Element 31. Also providing situations for missing information and unusual or intriguing information capitalizes on the human being's natural curiosity about information that is not typical. Element 32. Elements and strategies that form the structure for Design Question 5 can be intentionally planned for and executed to set the stage for engagement. With consistent practice of implementing some of the outlined engagement strategies, there's no doubt that many will occur on an as-needed basis, enacted on the spot, maintaining high levels of student, intellectual, emotional, and social engagement.